Well, President Trump may be ghosting Zelensky on his money-grabbing tour. Here's the headline. According to the Associated Press and RT, many headlines have reported this. Now, last week, we were told that Zelensky would have a meeting with President Trump, but now President Trump seems to have not found time on his schedule to meet with him. A reminder, Ukrainian president was flown over to the U.S. on your taxpayer dollars in order to present what he calls a victory plan, which is no plan at all. It's just a request to let Ukraine into NATO and to keep giving them money. Now, obviously, he hears President Trump saying we need to end the war in Ukraine. We need to get out of Ukraine. We need to broker a peace deal. And he doesn't like that because Trump has said it many times. He said it on the debate stage. He said it ever since. His running mate, J.D. Vance, says that he wants the U.S. to stop funding the war in Ukraine. Zelensky is just praying to God that Trump does not get elected, because then this would be his last free trip, all expenses paid, probably has the best suite in town, hotel suite in town, to come to the United States. Now, on the campaign trail, though, Trump did say, now that this sort of bickering between the two of them has come to an end, Trump said he's just tired of this act from Zelensky. Watch.
We will win. We will. He's been saying that for 3 years. Every time Zelensky comes to the United States, he walks away with $100 billion. I think he's the greatest salesman on earth. But we're stuck in that war unless I'm president. I'll get it done. I'll get it negotiated. I'll get out. We got to get out.
I love his Zelensky impression.
We will not leave until we win. What happens if they win? That's what they do, is they fight wars. As somebody told.
Okay.
Yeah, what does it mean to win? And what does it mean to win? No one asked that question, right? No one asked that question during the debate either. Like when Kamala was like, we're going to help them win. What does that actually mean? Does that actually mean you're going to go and invade Crimea and take that land back? That's
the nonsense they've said, is not only do they want the territory that's disputed now, they want Crimea back from 10 years ago, lol.
Yeah, you want the land back that doesn't understand. Just read John Mearsheimer's great works on this. Study Jeffrey Sachs's great works on this.
Jack Bode's, Gilbert Doctorow. Yeah, there's a lot of academics and people who study this conflict who won't repeat to you CNN headlines. So, okay. Now, Zelensky is responding to this promise by Trump saying he's going to get them to peace by saying, well, no, actually, peace is not possible. You can't have peace. It's not really an option. He said, we have to have war, and I want to come back and pitch this under a Harris presidency even more. What he specifically said is Russia can only be forced into peace. That's like saying that doesn't make any sense. It's the stupidest thing.
You can't have peace yet. We haven't beat you up yet. We can't. Yeah. We can't stop. I have to beat you up first. Otherwise, it's not peace.
They had peace until they started bombing the Donbass.
That was over a decade ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Well, they had peace until the United States decided to foment a coup in 2014 and turn their government over and then allow them to bomb their own people. So he doesn't really want peace. He probably was still in college, when that happened last. Okay. So again, this nonsensical quote, Russia can only be forced into peace. And that is exactly what's needed. Forcing Russia into peace as the sole aggressor in this war, the sole violator of the UN Charter. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Also, Zelensky doesn't think that Ukraine is an aggressor. That's so funny, right? What do they call bombing civilians since 2014? What do they call kidnapping people off the street and forcing them into conscription to fight their war? What do they call attacking inside Russian borders? What do they call that? They're not an aggressor. That happened today. We can see you. So, okay. This is how the Kremlin responded to the idea of forcing Russia into peace. They said Zelensky is delusional. Russia also says that victory in this region is inevitable. So for Russia, they have a clear idea of what victory means. It means the space that they were asked to come in and protect from Ukraine's continued attacks, they will keep it. Those people voted. The borderline stays there now. and the fighting stops. That's what Russia considers victory. It's a pretty clear plan. Seems to me that's going to continue to happen. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, he's in the United States for the UN conference today, and he said this. He said, victory is the only plan because they don't understand any other language. Who is they? Occidentalists, the West. It's those of us who suffer from living under the military-industrial complex that likes to wage war abroad and doesn't actually understand ever the context of the things that we're up to. So here's what he added. This is Sergei Lavrov. Whenever the West infiltrates to fix a crisis, things only get much worse. Thousands of victims, devastation, and socioeconomic problems follow. In my years of work in the international arena, there has not been a single case of the West's intervention resulting in anything good. Now we're seeing the same thing with Ukraine and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Ouch. That bit of truth hurts. Can you think of, is he right? Can you think of any time that the West has intervened and good things happened where it ended up for the better?
Iraq?
No.
Afghanistan?
No.
Spanish-American War? Remember the Maine false flag? Vietnam?
No. Guys, there's got to be one. Okay, Korea. So I sat there thinking today.
Korea.
D-Day is the only one I can think of. D-Day is the only one I can think of.
Yeah, but Sergei Lavrov was not working then. He said, in all of my years working in the international arena. So
so modern.
So that doesn't count. So not since
Libya.
World War II have we done anything
Nicaragua.
good. Libya, no. Nicaragua, no.
Syria,
no.
Venezuela,
guys.
That we did
no,
a good
I'm
job
asking
in Venezuela.
really that. Yeah,
Haiti.
no.
Haiti. When the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons destroyed Haiti. That's helped us, right? Because now we have a lot of Haitians in the United States. Yeah, when we destroyed
Someone
Venezuela.
Says Japan. No, we dropped a bomb on them. We dropped a nuclear
Japan.
bomb.
I think they're joking.
Yeah.
Hiroshima.
Yeah. I was hoping. Okay. Maybe there's a conflict I haven't studied. Is this Grenada?
Canada.
Soviet Afghanistan. Okay, yes. Actually, we did help We did help Afghanistan kick the Soviets out.
Yes, we armed and helped the Mujahideen.
Bad news. I got some bad news for you.
We then went back and tried to do the exact same thing ourselves.
Exactly. We're like, who armed these people?
But for a short period of time, we did good.
We armed the Mujahideen. Yes, Captain. Was it
Captain Obvious?
No. What was his Captain?
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson. Yeah, Senator Charlie Wilson. Yeah, Charlie Wilson's war. Yeah. So we armed the Mujahideen to get the Soviets out of Afghanistan. And then we went
only
to war
to turn around and do the exact same thing ourselves.
How about when we created Hamas? Mm-hmm. That worked out well, right? I mean, we're getting the war that we want now, right?
Okay.
I can't really think of anything. But that is right. When we helped the Mujahideen in the 80s against the Soviets, I guess.
Well, at least the CIA has decided to start telling the truth. That's a win for today. So today, that is a win CIA for today.
Yeah.
And Borg Khan says in our chat and Rumble, he says it was the Soviets that were assholes. Russia is not the USSR. That's that's 100% accurate.
Yeah, it was the Bolsheviks that were in Afghanistan.
I just finished reading Anthony Beevor's Beevor. He's British. His great work on Russia and the Bolsheviks, and you want to talk about just some of the worst human beings.
I don't. No. We've already established that Natalie's in a bad mood today.
Go read about the Bolsheviks. Oh, my God.
With global tension rising and nuclear safety concerns in Ukraine and abroad, the threat of nuclear incident is more real than ever. One of the largest nuclear plants is facing multiple threats, making these dangers more real now than ever. You probably have all the basics covered: food, water, first aid, but there's a critical gap in most people's preparedness, which is radiation protection. That's where RadioGuard ACE comes in. It's an FDA-approved treatment that's been part of the U.S. government's emergency stockpile since 2000. 2003. So what do they know that you don't? Well, RadioGuard Ace is now available to you. It's designed to trap and eliminate harmful radioactive materials from your body, ensuring you're protected when it matters most. So the emergency kit from Rumble Radiation brings this vital treatment to your home, along with thyroid protection, nausea medication, and a radiation monitor. So visit 5gfree.com and use the code redacted, and you'll get 15% off. So learn about this, see if it's something you need in your house. Definitely the threat of nuclear warfare continues to escalate every day. You learn that on Redacted every week. So again, visit 5gfree.com, use the code redacted.